Test, test, test. 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing. Test, test, test. 1, 2, 1, 2.
You're clear over here.
Great. Thank you, man.
How are we on your end?
They haven't even started the warm-up yet. So I'm going to wait and see
Okay.
when they start running. I'll let you know here in this minute.
Alrighty, thank you.
Thanks.
Hey, Ty, do you know how much time we got until the game would start?
Yeah, let's get started here pretty quick.
Okay, no problem. What time?
What do you got left on a song right now?
I got 2 minutes, 57 seconds.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and fade that because I'm going to need to get on before that. Just kind of fade it where it sounds good and then go ahead and go to the intro.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you.
$40. $30 till go. $13. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome, everyone, to Tasker Arena. Time for Hobbs Eagle basketball, live on Cool 95.7 and on the web at HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. Hobbs at home tonight, Tasker Arena, as they take on the Gadsden Panthers for the second time this season. Ty Friend here with you as we bring you all the action live, as we give you exclusive coverage on our No Mark broadcasting stations. Of course, the Hobbs Eagles with the big win on the road the other night as they went up to Amarillo, Texas, and beat the home Rebels 72-61. Hobbs with the big win in that first quarter as well, 23-6, but a very ugly fourth quarter. Hobbs was outscored 24-11. They were up by as many as 30 points in the third quarter, and it went down to as low as a 5-point lead in the fourth. So somehow we're able to hold on to get the victory. One of the ugliest quarters that Coach Reeves has ever seen, and we were talking about that here a couple days ago, and he didn't know what happened. It looked like deer in the headlights to him. Passengers getting overthrown, guys not going after the basketball and letting way too many second and third shots in the paint, and outside shooting as well for Amarillo Tascosa in that ball game. So they do pull out the 11-point win regardless. They out-rebounded the Rebels 47-26. Hobbs had 12 steals, just 7 for Amarillo Tascosa. Eagles with 6 block shots, quite a few of those coming from Mora, none for the Tascosa team. Eagles shooting pretty well from the field in that game as well, 53%. Tascosa with just 28% from that shooting range. Hobbs shooting 25% from threes. Tascosa at 19%. And from the free throw line, pretty good night for the Eagles, 81% from the charity stripe and 78% for Amarillo Tascosa. In terms of the point production in that game, Jalen Gore lit him up with 24 points in that victory, so definitely a big game for him. And that's definitely helping out the cause for the Eagles as they get their 6th win on the season in that victory. Other point production in the game for Hobbs in double digits. Aaron Mora right behind Jalen Gore with 22 points, and Michael Mackey finished with 12. So those three players, 58 of the 72 total points that the Eagles were able to get on the scoreboard. But it was not a great fourth quarter, as we mentioned, and Hobbs has got to play from start to finish to continue getting the W's that they have this season. Now, the team they're playing tonight is one that they faced several weeks back, the second game of the season, and that was the Gadsden Panthers. Of course, Gadsden from Anthony, New Mexico, down there near Las Cruces, and Hobbs with a big blowout win in that one, 96-49. So pretty easy victory for the Eagles in that contest. Lots of guys getting double digits in that game, including 2 double-doubles. Aaron Mora led the squad with 26 points and 13 rebounds in that win. Also behind him, Michael Mackey with 19 points. He also had 5 assists, which was best on the team, and 6 steals on the defensive side, number 1 on the team as well. Trey Morgan finished with a double-double, 16 points and 12 rebounds, and Jalen Gore was 16 points and 3 trays. And Hobbs really had no trouble throughout most of that ball game in picking up the victory over Gadsden to get that the second win of the season for the Eagles in that one. So, again, hopefully it'll be the same type of situation here. If the Eagles get close to some teams and they play them twice on the road, the first time they usually come in a blowout here at Tasker Arena. Problem with the Panthers are 0-8 on their overall record this year. They're 0-6 since they played Hobbs several weeks back. They lost to Highland recently, 82-40, a 42-point loss there. Highland jumped out quickly in that game, 31-6, and shot 54% from the field, completely exasperating those Panthers, including 13 trays converted by the by the Highland squad in that game. They shot 42% from the three-point arc. And they still had 18 turnovers and got that 42-point win. So if they let the Hobbs Eagles shoot from the outside, people like Jalen Gore are definitely going to make them pay for it. They also lost to Monsanto in the last week, 73-68. Those two teams were tied at 20 in the first quarter, but they ended up losing by 5. National Anthem starting here at Tasker Arena. We'll take a 90-second break and come back live on Cool 95.7.
Clear. $30. $15. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to Tasker Arena, the Hobbs Eagle pregame show live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Ty Friend here with you as the Eagles get ready to play the Gadsden Panthers, second time this season. Before the break, we were talking about the Panthers and their losses so far, 0-8 on the season. We mentioned a losing game to Highland, 82-40, to Monsanto, 73-68. And they also lost 3 games in an El Paso tournament to El Paso Urban by 16, Socorro by 1, and also Harmony Science Academy by 6. And one other game they lost El Paso Mountain View by 16. Last time these two teams played, Hobbs shot 42% from the field. That was in Anthony, New Mexico, and 22% from three-point range. Their top scorers for the Panthers, Anthony Laura finished with 16 points. Ivan Apodaca nailed 3 three-pointers for 15 points, and Damian Barreras finished up with 8. Combined between Laura and Apodaca, they had 5 three-pointers together, so we could definitely have to watch out for them. But they were definitely error-prone with 34 turnovers for the Panthers. Eagles' defense looking really good in that one. Hobbs gave up 15 turnovers for themselves. And the Eagles, again, out-rebounded them 42-24. So all the stat areas looking pretty good for the Eagles in that one, including the final margin. Major blowout, 96-49. And one big note for the Eagles tonight, Aaron Mora will not play. He does have an ankle injury. They're keeping him out to make sure it gets better. I think they expect to win this game pretty well here at Tasker, so they can give him a chance to get back on the court. Of course, big games coming up Friday and Saturday in Las Cruces. And then, of course, we come after Christmas with the Christmas holiday tournament. So definitely some big games coming up, so they choose to rest him in this one. He is in street clothes. I guess you could say more higher up than street clothes. He's wearing that black suit that the Eagles like to wear here at home at Tasker. So your starting lineup tonight changes a little bit with Aaron Moore going to have to take a seat on the bench. Michael Mackey, Jesus Ramos, Jalen Gore, Tyler Box, and Katre Morgan will start. Of course, the one difference on the starters, Tyler Box coming in for Aaron Mora. Not at the post position, of course, but has to fill that slot. If we take a look at the Hobbs Eagles stats on the season, the top scorer for the team, Jalen Gore, with 18 points. He's number one on the team with assists at 3.4 a game and also steals at 3.6. So doing a lot of things besides shooting those big, long trays, which he also leads the team in as well. So far this season, a very big shooting season so far. 19 three-pointers converted for the Hobbs Eagles for Jalen Gore. All the other top scorers, of course, Morrow will be sitting tonight, but he had 16 points heading into this game. Averaging 9.7 rebounds a contest. He leads the team there, and also 1.7 blocks a ball game. Of course, he was a majority of those 6 blocks they had against Amarillo Tascosa on this past Friday night. Other top scorers for the Eagles, including Michael Mackey, 12.9 points a game, just shy of 13. He's also one of the top guys in terms of defense with 2.1 steals a contest, second on the squad so far this season. Other scores in the season, too, we had Mr. Ramos averaging 4.4 points a contest. He averages 2.4 rebounds and also 2.4 assists a game. Those assists are tied for second on the squad currently. And last but not least, one of the starters tonight, of course, Mr. Tyler Box. He's averaging 5.1 points a game coming off the bench, either 6th or 7th slot, depending on what game it is. And, of course, a couple of games back at Artesia had a stellar game, a double-digit scoring margin in one of those games about a week or so ago. So some great guys that come back on the court for the Eagles. They are shooting 44% from the field, 26% from three-point range, and 61% from the free throw stripe. Eagles still have more steals and turnovers, averaging 16.1 steals a game and only giving up 15.3 balls to their opponents. So that pretty much gets you the numbers going for these two teams. Of course, we mentioned Eagles in terms of record 6-1 on the season, taking on the Panthers at 0-8. We're going to take another quick 60-second break as we get ready for the Hobbs Eagle announcing starters here in just 60. We'll be back live on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Clear. $15. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hobbs Eagles starters getting announced here at Tasker Arena. The Eagle fans are ready. They're sick of all the road games, the Artesia tournament. Last Friday night, Amarillo Tascosa, and now this hardwood game they're going to have here at Tasker as we get ready for a big one. Of course, the Eagles with 2 games on the road, Friday and Saturday, and then the Hobbs Holiday Tournament just a few days after Christmas. So lots of basketball in the forecast for your Hobbs Eagles. Eagles wearing their white uniforms, black and gold trim in this one, and the maroon and gold for the Gadsden Panthers are trying to win their first game of the season. Probably don't think they have much of a shot here, as the crowd will be the 6th man getting behind the Eagles in this one. Listening live once again to Cool 95.7 via the radio, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube on the internet. Referees out on the court, both teams in the huddles. They're going to break it, and they're ready to play some basketball here. Remember, we mentioned Aaron Mora will not be in the game tonight as he's nursing an ankle injury. I know another player that got hurt in practice as well for the Eagles is Darius Royal, and had a chance to talk to him. He thinks he will play in this contest. He's had a couple of injuries, and he crashed. He might have been with Moore in practice this past week, but he's not in as bad a shape as Moore is at this point, but it is a precautionary sit on the bench for him in this one. And they're going to have Tyler Box actually doing the jumping duties as well. Not really playing the position that Mora does in the post, but I guess they're going to give up the jump on this one unless Box has a big leap, and he might. And yes, he does get the tip into the front court. Over to left wing, already a three on the way, out the back of the rim for Jalen Gore, and pulled down by Gadsden underneath the hoop by Flores, his first rebound. Dishes off to the far right sideline, dribbling through his legs is Molina, and gives it back to the far right, and a 10-second violation, a bunch of pass and yo-yo style in the backcourt. Already the first turnover we mentioned, 34 turnovers for Gadsden in their first game at home. And that thrashing victory for the Hobbs Eagles, getting almost to the 100 mark, 94-69 the final in that one. Timeout already on the court. Boy, already burning one is Coach Rieger for the Panthers. He doesn't want this thing to start bleeding all over the place, so he's putting on the tourniquet early. We'll keep it right here at Tasker Arena. Still scoreless after a 10-second violation against the Gadsden Panthers. Hobbs will have the basketball on the left baseline underneath their own hoop, as they'll get their first opportunity to score in this ball game. So, boy, killing a timeout very early. Not even a minute gone on the clock here at Tasker. And, oh, actually, wait a second. They might have got a timeout. I guess they did give him the ball back. So they're going to say the timeout was called just in time and did not call the 10-second. One of the referees put two hands up in the air, but I think the other ref corrected him and said, I got the timeout at the last second. Driving across the timeline after the pass is Gorbett. Out of the left corner, actually Molina right behind him to Gorbett. He drives left baseline, gets slapped from behind. Mackey gets a piece of it. Or actually, that was Morgan, and it goes out on the baseline. And it will be last touch by the Panthers, so that will be a turnover for Gadsden, their first of the ball game. Box will inbound and gets it in to Jalen Gore. He'll bring it across the timeline with a 1-2-2 zone for the Panthers. Dribbling to the near side is Mackey. Gives it down to the right corner to Gore. Touch pass over to right block. Fadeaway jumper for Ramos off the back of the rim. Tipped up in the air by Ramos. Back over to Gore on the right block. He throws it off the right side. Glass for two. Gore with his first bucket. And go ahead and credit Ramos with the rebound on that one. 2 points for the Eagles up early. Here come the Panthers in the front court. Going to play the perimeter passing game. Top of the circle, Gorbett. Around to the right wing. Comes back, zigzag, top of the circle. One-hand bounce pass, right side. 12-footer on the way for Molina. Air ball. Pulled down on the right block by Mackey. His first rebound. Throws a three-quarter court pass too deep onto the baseline at the other end. Overthrowing Morgan for the first Eagle turnover. Hobbs going to show a 1-2-2 trap, full pressure as Box is in the front of it. Pass to the timeline will be right across on the dribble for Gorbett. Sends it down to the left corner to Quintana. He throws up a three out the back of the rim. Pulled down by Morgan on the left baseline. That's Morgan's first board. Outlet to the timeline. Coming across his box. Pass down to Ramos right corner. Bobbled it for a second. Picks up a double team. Crossover move. Baseline right. Up top to Mackey. Swing on the left side to Gore. Down the left baseline to Box. We got a push foul on the base. Two defenders converged on Tyler Box there on that right block for a second. And he'll get that foul. That's going to be charged to Flores, his first team foul against the Panthers. Eagle basketball on the right baseline. Box to get inside. Wide open is Ramos. Little push shot over the left rim and scores. 4-0 Eagles on top of the Panthers in this one. First bucket for Ramos. 6:13 remaining here in the first. Coming across the timeline is Apodaca. Slides left with a dribble. One-hand bounce pass up top. Stripped by Ramos. Turner number two. He'll go with the 3-on-2 to the rack right side. Goes up strong off the glass and scores. Ramos with back-to-back. 4 points for him and 6 overall for the Eagles. Biggest lead of the ball game is 6. High pass to timeline. Air ball. Apodaca stolen by Box. Turner number 3. Sends it ahead to Jalen Gore, who lays it on the right side. He's got 4 points. 8-0 Eagles. Another timeout burn by Coach Rieger for the Panthers. 5:47 left, first quarter. Hobbs 8, Gadsden 0. Back in 60 on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Clear.
Make that a 30, please. It come to me. Sorry.
Okay, well, you got 30 then.
Bring it back. Can you bring it back?
Yeah, hold on. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
A steal by the Hobbs Eagles, a fourth turnover for the Panthers, and now Hobbs in the front court after a timeout. In the front side is Ramos, up top to Mackey. Sends over right wing to Box, drives baseline, 18-footer fadeaway, and good on the J. Tyler Box getting a start tonight with the injured Aaron Mora on the bench. Box with his first bucket. It's 8-0 here in the first quarter. Eagles make it 10-0. Eagles up in this contest. Here comes the Panthers. Shot from the left elbow off the front of the rim. Tipped around, no good. Chased down on the right wing and pulled down by Laura. Hands it off to the right corner. Fumble dribble by Mercado, able to pick it up and return up top to Apodaca. Pass to the right wing and slowing it down is Laura. Stop and go dribble. Strip for a second by Morgan. Pick back up by Laura. Fadeaway shot. Flows it off the back of the rim. Long rebound for Gore on the left side. He dribbles across the timeline. His first board. He'll slow it up on the left perimeter of the front court. Goes it down the lane to Morgan. Lays over the front of the rim and scores. Trey Morgan on the scoreboard now. 4 players have scored for the Eagles, who lead 12-0 here in the first with 4:28 left. Driving the lane at the other end, a lefty reverse by Apodaca off the front of the rim. Gets his own rebound in front of the bucket. Throws it back up and is fouled as he tried to drive between Ramos and Mackey. A little bit of miscommunication on the defense that time and left the lane wide open for Apodaca. They're going to get the foul call on Ramos, his first team foul against the Eagles. Both teams with 1 foul apiece. Apodaca on the charity stripe. He shot no free throws in that game against the Eagles the first time, but he makes his first here. First point of the ball game for the Panthers. And a sub's going to be taking an exit here. Leaving the ball game will be Flores. And checking in for him is Angel Quintana, seeing his first action. So 12-1 now the score. 4:21 left, first quarter. One more free throw for Apodaca. Shot is up, off the back of the rim, no good. Rebounding foul called by the near official. And they're going to say a push in the back against the kid that just checked in, Quintana. That's his second team foul on the Panthers. 4:21 left, first quarter. Eagles by 11. Biggest lead has been 11 in this game. Across the timeline, weak pass coming to the right side by Gore. Tracked down by Ross to give it back to Gore, top of the circle. Moving the 2-3 zone over to Box, right wing for 3. Rainbow jumper hits the front of the rim, no good. Van Landingham pulls it down in front of the rim. Back up to Gore, top of the arc, and he nails a tray. 7 points for Gore, and Eagles now with their biggest lead of 14 here in the first quarter with 3:51 remaining, 15-1. Coming across the timeline is Barreras, top of the circle, spins right, handoff up top to Laura, drives the lane, shuffle pass to Quintana in the left block. They call the charge. And that'll be called against Laura, his third team foul. And Hobbs up 15-1. So getting some sloppy offensive play by the Panthers. They can ill afford to do that here at Task Arena. Still a 2-3 zone now for Gadsden. As coming across against it is Gore. Over to right wing to Darius Royal, who just checked in momentarily. Finds Ross on the right wing. Dribbles up top. Hands off to Van Landingham. Jab step. Over to left wing to Gore. Fires up an NBA 3 out the back of the rim. Van Landingham battling for it underneath. They call the jump ball as he went toe-to-toe with Anthony Laura on the right block. And the arrow's going to go to the Panthers. Eagles with a 2-touchdown lead here, 15-1 on the hardwood at Tasker. The inbound to the far sideline to Apodaca, taking on Van Landingham up through the mid-stripe. Brings it across. Unloads the ball to the left wing to Barreras. Gets a screen, pivots, underhands it to Apodaca, drives the left corner, spins, gets away at the travel, tries to unload to the left baseline, and Quintana falls to the floor, hits his knee on the hardwood, and rolls it out of bounds for the 5th turnover. And he's going to have some help. He rammed that knee pretty hard. His teammate, Nathan Molina, trying to help him now, and they might have to bring the training staff in here. Limping off is Quintana. He's going right to the training room immediately in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. That's the 6th turnover for Gadsden. A couple of officials are discussing something here. I'm not sure what they're talking about. I think it might have been something to do with the last foul they had called earlier. Looked like the official was signaling number 3, and that's what we saw before. Maybe they put the wrong foul on somebody up on the scoreboard. Right now, the scoring for the Eagles, 7 for Jalen Gore, including a tray, 4 for Ramos, 2 apiece for Box and Morgan. Only point on the board for the Panthers, Ivan Apodaca, 1 for 2 free throw shooting. Looks like they might have changed a foul call on the Panthers. No, it looks like the board has stayed. They moved a foul around, but Both number 3 and number 22 have a foul, which is what I had. Ross will get the inbound to the right block. Throws it back door, and coming over the top of the rim as Ramos lays it in for 2. That's his 6th point of the ball game. 17-1 your score. And we got the ball knocked down to the far sideline as it comes across the timeline. Panther basketball. 17-1. Eagles up with 2:55 left first quarter. The inbound deep to the backcourt is Apodaca, who'll bring it across the timeline as he takes on Van Landingham. One-hand bounce pass, high post left, pivoting is Flores. Tries to pass up top, and the ball's knocked off the knee of Laura, but they're going to say Mackey pushed in the back trying to defend him. And that'll be the first on Mackey on the foul, second on the Eagles. So 3 fouls on Gadsden, 2 on the Eagles. It'll be Gadsden basketball on the near sideline in front of the Tasker Rich band. Inbounding will be Barreras. Sends it to the backcourt again to Apodaca, picking him up tight as Gore at the timeline. Spin move. Spins it back top of the circle, and he'll back it out to the timeline. Bounce pass up top. Dangerous lightweight one to Joseph Flores, able to come up with it. Threads it down the lane to Laura. Shot from the left block. Fade away off the glass and puts it in. First actual bucket for the Panthers. That is Laura, 17-3. Eagles by 14. Bad pass to the timeline. Ricochet. Second turnover. Taken away and going to the rack with it after cradling is Barreras, completely out of control. And they call the charge on him. Barreras slammed in to Mackey in the paint. So Barreras will pick up his first 14th foul against the Panthers. Referees are having a bunch of conferences here. Not sure what that was about this time, but definitely a charge call. So now 4 fouls against the Panthers, and the score stays at 17-3. 2:19 left first quarter. Here comes Jalen Gore with the basketball, the team leader right now at 7 points. Top of the circle against the 2-3 zone. Make it a 1-2-2 now. Over to Mackey left wing, slides to the far left sideline. Cross court right to Ramos on the right base, had to jump up high for it. Returns back to Gore on the right wing, puts up a 3, in and out, no good. Underneath the hoop, throw on the elbow. It's Laura for his second rebound for the Panthers. Bounce it across the timeline to Apodaca. Stop and go. Left block. Scoop shot. Misses out the bottom of the rim. Pulled down by Gore for his second rebound. Into the front court. Back door to Ross. Tried to save it as it was thrown too far ahead. And it's fumbled out of bounds for turnover number 3. So Eagles get a little bit sloppy in the transition game, but still have that 14-point lead. Mackey's going to play the one-man wrecking crew in the backcourt as it passes into Apodaca. A 1-2-2 full-court trap. Unloads to the far sideline to Barreras, and he gets bodied, but the ball comes out of his hands and knocked out by Box. Actually, no, Box was trying to sub in. It hit Mackey, and Box was standing right next to him at the scores table, but he was the sub. So Box will step in for Ross, and it'll be Gadsden basketball at the timeline. That's Damian Barreras. 17-3 still. Inbound to the right wing is to Laura. Shot from the right elbow off the dribble. Bounce around the rim and good. So they're starting to get some to drop. His first bucket, 17-5. Eagles by 12. Long ball to the other end. Box goes to the rack. Tries to take on 2 defenders right side of the rim and squirts through them and gets hit in the face. Ball comes off the iron, but he'll get 2 free throws. Already the second foul now on Flores. 15th foul. And chance for 2 for Tyler Box. Box will get the first free throws of the game for the Eagles. Came into the contest 0 for 3. He's 0% on the charity stripe. Trying to get his first one of the season. Swishes the first. So he's got 3 now in the game. Eagles 1 for 1 from the line. Apodaca is going to take a seat. Subbing in for him for the Panthers is Josh Gorbett. 1 more for Box. It's up and it's good. He got both of them. 19-5. Eagles. 4 points for Tyler Box. And a 13-point lead for Hobbs. 1:20 remaining in the first quarter. Ball high went across the timeline. Pulled down to the right wing by Barreras. Fades down the lane. Throws up a shot. No good off the back of the rim. Rebound by Molina. He drives left baseline. And tries to throw up a sidewinder. Rejected by Mackey to the baseline. 19-5. Correction on the score there. Had it right the first time. 1:14 left first quarter. The inbound to the left wing. Back deep to Barreras. Slings it down to the left corner. Driving around the circle, Gorbett. And returns to the timeline to Barreras. Tries to get a hard one over to the right wing to Molina and sails it out of bounds hard. A little bit too much mustard on that one for the 7th turnover for the Panthers. Hobbs up by 14 with 1:04 left first quarter. Here comes Jalen Gore across the time stripe. Zings it into Ramos' left elbow. Kick out to Box, right wing. Fade away 3. It's nothing but net. Tyler Box now with 7 points in the first quarter. Eagles up by 17. A steal at the timeline. Here comes Gore down the stripe and throws up a nice little finger over the front of the rim and puts it through for 2. 8 turnovers and 9 points for Gore. It's 24-5, a 19-point lead. A steal at the timeline. Here comes Ramos with a scoop shot right, no good. Tipped up by Gore once. Can't get it to drop. Tries to chase it down again. And they're going to say it hit the baseline out of bounds. 31 seconds left in the first quarter. Biggest lead is 19 for the Eagles. Listening live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. As another sub checks in for the Gadsden Panthers, Ivan Apodaca, their starting guard, coming in for Barreras. Already in the books, 4 scores for the Eagles and 3 for Gadsden. The inbound for Barreras, slings it across the ground to Apodaca. Cross court left again to Barreras, who bring it across the timeline. Cross over to the free throw line, right elbow. Up top to Apodaca. He'll back it out near the timeline as he's picked up by Gore. One-hand pass over the right wing to Laura. Drives base, leans and shoots. Rejected by Ramos. Looked like the swat of the ball was clean, but maybe a body foul as he had some help in the paint that time. Looks like they'll charge Mackey on that one, hitting him with the hip. That's his second, third team foul. Some more free throws now for Gadsden. This time Barreras. Gadsden 1 for 2 on the charity stripe. Barreras with 2 points, but his first free throw opportunity. First shot is up, and it is a swish for Barreras. He's got 3 points, leading the Panthers. Right now, the Eagles' Gore has 9. 7 for Box, 6 for Ramos. One more free throw opportunity for Damian Barreras. Is off the back of the rim, no good. Pulled down by Ramos, off to the run with the dribble, his second rebound. Front of the arc now as he gives it over to Mackey, left corner. 15-footer from the base off the back of the rim. But Morgan is there with 2 hands to push it through the right side for 2. He's got 4 points, and that just barely beat the buzzer. 4 points for Morgan and 2 rebounds. At the end of the first quarter, your Hobbs Eagles with their biggest lead of 20, 26-6. At the end of one, we're back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Clear. Fifteen. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
We're back live here at Tasker Arena. Ty Friend with you. Sean back at the station tonight as the Hobbs Eagles getting ready for second quarter action at home. 26-6 over the Gadsden Panthers. Scoring in the first quarter for the Panthers, Damian Barreras with 3, Laura with 2, and Apodaca with 1. For your Hobbs Eagles, 4 scores, 9 for Jalen Gore, including a tray, 7 for Tyler Box, who also hit a tray, 6 points for Ramos, and 4 for Katre Morgan. Eagles have out-rebounded Gadsden 9-5 in the first quarter. Panthers with 8 turnovers and just 3 for your Eagles. A 20-point lead for Hobbs here at the end of the first as we start the second. Mackey with the ball on the right wing. Touch pass to Morgan, right base, to Ramos, right block. Triple team, goes up big on all 3. Does up a shot, rolls around for about 20 minutes, and then comes out on the baseline. Unfortunately, doesn't drop for Ramos. 26-6 your scores. The inbound to Apodaca on the near side. Double team with Morgan and Mackey. Unloads far right side to Barreras. Returns it back to Apodaca. Tries to keep it up the near sideline with the pass. Tipped by the Eagles. Getting a hand on it was Mackey. Intended for Molina. And it'll go out of bounds. But it will be Gadsden basketball. Deep right corner near the baseline. Quickly inbound to Flores' left wing. Keeps it on the same side to Laura. To the left corner to Apodaca. Fires up a tray. Over the rim, no good. Rebound for Gore. That's his fourth. Sends it ahead to Box. Shot from the left side, 18-footer, air ball. Put back up on the right block. The Eagles get some great position underneath. Mackey for 2. His first bucket and second rebound. 28-6. Hobbs up by 22, their biggest lead. Into the front court on the right wing. It's Barreras as he hands it off to Laura. Dribbles up top, gives it off to Apodaca at the timeline. Dribbles to the right side, stops, jump stop, bounce pass up top to Laura with 7 minutes left, second quarter. Coming to get on the right wing is Flores, guarded by Morgan. Cross court left to Barreras. Dribbles behind his back, stop and go against Box. Underhands it up top to Apodaca, fakes it three, decides to shoot anyway, and banks it off for three. Count it for Apodaca. Hesitated for a minute. He's got 4 points. 28-9 Eagles. Into the front court. Quick pass to Mackey, right corner. He spots a three and nothing but net. Mackey with 5 points for the Eagles. They've converted on 3 3-pointers so far and now lead by 22. And it looks like another timeout for Coach Rieger. That's his third here in the first half. Hobbs up 31-9, matching their biggest lead at 22. We'll come back in 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Clear. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
31-9 your score here at Task Arena. The 6-1 Eagles leading over the 0-8 Gadsden Panthers. Hobbs with a couple of games coming up on Friday and Saturday in Las Cruces, and then a little bit of a layoff until the Hobbs Holiday Tournament, which will be starting on the 27th through the 29th. 3 days of great quality basketball, including boys and girls divisions here at Task Arena and the freshman school. After the third timeout here in this first half for Gadsden, there'll be their ball on the baseline of the backcourt as they get it into Apodaca, guarded by Gore. Cross court left in the backside to Barreras. Gets a double team, throws it across to Lara, top of the arc, drives the lane. Little scoop shot coming down the paint, stays in the cylinder and good. Laura now with 4 points, 31-11. Eagles quickly up court. Gore going to shoot a 15-footer right side off the rim. Chases down his rebound on the right wing. That's his 5th rebound. Tries to send it down the lane to Box from right down to the middle of the paint, but comes off Box's hand pretty hard out of bounds. 4th turnover for the Eagles. 31-11, Eagles by 20. Quickly inbound to the far sideline, Barreras. Bounce pass to the near side, Apodaca. Sends it back over to Barreras. Yo-yo passing game, now in the front court off the dribble. He'll slow it up with a crossover move, taking on Box in the right wing. Bounce pass back door, and Box steals it away, and that'll be another turnover, number 9 for the Panthers. Over to Ramos on the left wing front court. Crossover move, one-hand bounce pass up top to Mackey. To the right corner to Gore. Fakes it three, slides left, returns up top to Mackey. Takes a few dribbles, over to Box in the left corner. Had to save it to himself. Returns back to the timeline to Mackey. Over to Gore right wing, to Ramos in the right block. A fadeaway J and puts it through the hole. Ramos now with 8 points. 33-11, a 22-point lead. Again, the yo-yo passing game in the backcourt for the Panthers, and coming across, stop and go as Barreras. Dribbles behind his back, loses it out of bounds on the far sideline. Nice pressure by Box for turnover number 10. Subs are checking in. Van Landingham on the court. Morgan will stay on. Ross is out there along with Gore, and now getting his first action tonight, Samad J. Williams. 33-11 as Jalen Gore brings it across. Hard dribble to the top of the arc. Over to Williams in the right corner. Spins on his defender. Returns it back to Gore right wing. Tries it through our back door off the hands of Ross. Picked up by Morgan. Misses the reverse layup left, but then tips it in with 2 hands same side and puts it through. 6 points and 3 rebounds for Morgan. 35-11. Eagles by 24. Their biggest of the ball game. Into the front court, a 3 left corner. No good off the rim for Laura. Long rebound for the Eagles from Morgan, his 4th. Sends it down the lane, right side to Ross, who lays it in for 2. Ross with his first bucket of the game, 37-11. Hobbs up by 26, their biggest lead here in the second quarter. 4:41 remaining. Into the front court, pass to the left elbow to Flores. Lost the ball. Morgan on the ground, ripping it away from his opponent that time. He gets the jump ball, but it will be Gadsden basketball, but a great effort as Coach Reeves yells to his bench to get on their feet and applaud their teammate, putting his body on the line directly on the hardwood. And Ramos will check back for the Eagles as Morgan, who put that body on the line, gets to take a breather on the baseline here for Coach Reeves. On the right base, inbounding is Apodaca. Gets it in the left wing. Laura's going to do a fadeaway 3 out the back of the rim. Chasing it down, Williams saves it for the rebound far side, his first. Up ahead to Van Landingham, gets rejected from behind, And the guy that tries to block it lands face first into the hardwood, slamming down hard, stomach into the wood as well. Damian Barreras flat on the baseline right now, and he's not going to get up any quicker than what he is. Now he does a quick jump up. I don't know where that came from. Looked like he might have had to have trainer help there. They should have made him stay out of play, too, because he remained there for quite a few seconds. So it's going to be Gadsden basketball. He's also going to be the inbound man. Barreras with 3 points. Apodaca with 4 for the Panthers. Leader for the Eagles, 9 for Jalen Gore. Apodaca has it on the near side, taking on Samaje Williams into the timeline, into the front court. 4:10 left first half, 37-11 Eagles. On the left wing is Apodaca, gets a screen from Flores, dribbles to the top of the arc, lost the ball, picks it up, throws it over to Laura right side. Touch pass down to the right block to Flores. Turnaround hook shot, falls over the rim and good. Flores with his first bucket, 37-13. Eagles by 24. Into the front court for Samaje Williams against a 3-2 zone. Over left wing to Gore. Over to the left corner to Ramos for 3 on the fadeaway off the side of the iron, no good. Ross gets a rebound, turnaround jumper on the left block and puts it through for 2. 4 points for Ross, 2 rebounds, 39-13. Eagles by 26, matching their biggest. Into the front court comes Laura. Stop and go. Hand off on the near side to Barreras. Top of the arc and backs it out to the timeline. Dribbling through his legs to the right wing, to the right base. Throws an elbow on Gore, and the official's going to call the travel before the push-off foul. Turnover number 11 for the Panthers. And that time, Jalen Gore signaled the travel to help the official out, but that's exactly what he got out of it. Gore's with the basketball as he comes across the timeline. Sends it over to left wing to Van Landingham to Ross, left corner. 15-footers rejected. Kind of a flat-footed shot that time as Laura puts a piece of arm onto it and knocks it out on the baseline. Eagle ball on the right base. 26-point lead. Van Landingham will inbound. Sends it to the left wing, but it's deflected and saved on the far sideline by Barreras. Right back to the Eagles. Ross left block. Kicks out left to Gore and fires up a 3 from the left wing and puts it through. Jalen Gore with his second tray of the game leads the Eagles with 12 points. 42-13. Eagles by 29, their biggest lead. Into the front court, Apodaca throws the ball, gets it rejected back to him at the free throw line, sends it down to the right corner. Barreras gets swatted at as Ramos might have got a piece of him on that three-point arc. This might be a foul for 3 this time from the right wing. They're going to call down Ramos, second personal, 14th foul. The Hobbs Eagles student section not liking it. Thought he got all ball on that one, but that will send Barreras to the line where he's 1 for 2 from the stripe. Panthers are 2 for 4 as a team on the charity stripe. First one is bouncing around the rim and good. 4 points now for Barreras. He's tied with Apodaca for most points for the Panthers. Eagles are going to sit in 3 subs. First action tonight for Gilberto Miranda. Mackey returns, and so does Darius Royal. 42-14. Eagles up by 28. One more shot here for Barreras is up and good. He got both of them. 5 points for him, 3 for 4 from the line now. And they're going to give him one more, actually. That was a 3-point shot that he got fouled on. 42-15. Eagles by 27 here at Tasker Arena over Gadsden. Third shot is up, and it's good as well. 6 points now for Barreras. Or make that, 6 points. Had it right the first time. 3 at the other end, taken by Mr. Jalen Gore on the right wing. And once again, he puts it right through like he's used to. So Gore now with 3 trays and 15 points to lead the Eagles, 45-16. Driving down the lane and getting knocked to the floor is Barreras. He loves to be in that paint and get knocked around a little bit by the Eagles. See what they call on this one. That is the 15th foul against Hobbs. See who they got. There was a couple defenders in the paint that time. Not quite seeing who that's going to be against. Inbound to Apodaca on the near wing. Stop and go after a screen from Flores. Throws up a 3 off balance. No good. Royal's there on the left block trying to rip the ball away as he gets it down first, and he has 2 guys over the top of him that time. First rebound for Royal. And it'll be a possession arrow for the Eagles. Still trying to check who they had that last foul on. Not seeing it yet up on the scoreboard. Into the front court, left wing is Mackey. Sends it up top for Gore for 3, and there's another one. Jalen Gore shooting the lights out. He's got 3 trays here in the second quarter and 4 overall. 48-16. The Eagles had their biggest lead at 32. In the front court, right wing Barreras. Throws it up top to Laura. He's going to spot up a three off the left perimeter. No good off the rim. Left side. Mackey with his third rebound. To half court. To Ross. Backdoor to Royal. He goes up a double clutch and scores over the right rim. Royal with his first bucket. 50-16, a 34-point lead. Eagles at their biggest. At the other end, right corner, Apodaca, three off the mark, back of the rim, and it rolls out of the baseline. Last touch by Jalen Gore. So Hobbs with a 34-point lead, 1 point away from the Mercy Roll. Still 1:37 left here in the second quarter. And the Mercy Roll can start in any part of the game. Backdoor on the inbound and laying it in with two hands on the right block is Molina for his first bucket. 50-18. Eagles quickly down court to Royal. He does reverse on the right side off the glass and scores. Royal now with 4 points, back-to-back for the Eagles. 52-18, up again by 34. Into the front court is Laura to slow it down on the near side. Slings it to the timeline to Apodaca, but it's taken away midstream by Mackey. He takes it to the rack with two hands left and scores. He's got 7 points, now 12 turnovers for the Panthers. 54-18. We're talking a 36-point game. Mercy Roll now. Apodaca in the front court, left wing, tough defense by Mackey. Return to the timeline from Laura. Screen from Flores, top of the circle. We got a whistle. Hobbs getting a little bit too tenacious there as trying to come through to knock the ball out was Jalen Gore. See if they're going to call that on him or somebody else. Royal's going to get it. He was in the area as well. That's his first 16th foul against the Eagles. Still not the bonus situation yet. And we got 55 seconds left in the half. 54-18. Eagles up by 36. More than what they need for the Mercy Roll. It should be running right now at 55 seconds. Pass in from left to right. Caught on the right wing by Gorbett. He spins to the top of the circle. Guarded closely by Ross. And they're going to say he palmed it. Ross was all over him. And they make him turn it over. That's the 13th turnover by Gadsden. Just 4 for the Eagles. 50 seconds left here in the second. 54-38. Hobbs will inbound from the timeline. And the scores table buzzed for some reason. There was no subs coming. I'm not sure what that was about. As the pass will come into Gore at the timeline. To bring it across, throws it over to Mackey left wing. Dumps into Royal free throw line. Shot from the middle of the paint off the front of the rim. Gets his own rebound. Goes back up and scores on the second effort. 6 points all coming in the second quarter and 2 rebounds for Royal. 56-18. Eagles by 38, their biggest lead. Into the front court. Putting on the brakes. Molina off the dribble right block. Tries to go up with a pass underneath to Gorbett. He goes up strong from the right block behind him and is fouled. Not sure if he got up with the shot that time, but it's a bonus regardless. So that'll be the 7th on the Eagles. The 1-on-1 bonus now for Anthony Gadsden as they charge the foul to Ronnie Ross, his first. Looks like they'll give the 2-shot foul here. It's off the back of the rim hard for Gorbett. No good on the first one. Clock stop with 29.7 seconds left here in the second. Very quick going first half. Second shot hard off the back of the rim. It's no good. Pulled down on the near sideline by Gore, his 6th rebound. Dribbles to the right wing through his legs. Kicks it cross court left to Miranda. Fires a 3 off the front of the rim. No good. And unfortunately, Ross going over the back underneath on the baseline and getting the body foul. So Ross with his second personal 18th foul. That will be a bonus going for the Panthers. They are 6 of 9 from the charity stripe so far, 66%. Score remains 56-18, 38-point lead. Again, the Mercy Roll at 35, so 3 above that at this point, but a couple of free throws here. At least the 1-on-1 going for Gorbett as he makes his first. He's 1 for 3 from the line. He'll get one more, 56-19. Eagles 6-1, Panthers 0-8 on the season. Bunch of tournament games there for Gadsden. And the second free throw up and good. 2 for 4 for Gorbett, 56-20. Quickly, the Eagles in the front court. On the right wing, Mackey sends it over to Gore. NBA 3 on the left side, off the back of the rim high, and ripped down at the free throw line by Gorbett, his first rebound. They're bringing it across the timeline with 5 seconds and a reach foul by Royal on the near sideline. And that'll give free throws here. Not where you wanted to do that with such a big lead and a chance to shut down Gadsden one more time. That will be the 19th foul against the Eagles as Royal will pick up his second personal. Right back to the line goes Gorbett and swishes that one. He's had 5 free throw opportunities here in the second quarter and has made 3 of them for 60%. 56-21 your score. Lead as high as 38 in this quarter. Second one's up and good for Gorbett. 56-22. 4 seconds remaining. Gore at the timeline. Sends it down to Mackey. Left corner for a three at the buzzer. Hits the back of the rim. No good. But the Hobbs Eagles, an insurmountable lead at half over Gadsden. 56-30, or make it 22, up by 34. You're listening live to Hobbs Eagle Hoops on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Back in 3 minutes.
Clear. One minute. Five, four, three, two, one, go.
It's halftime here at Task Arena. Ty Friend here with you, and Sean back at the station tonight. Hobbs up big over Anthony Gadsden, 56-22, 34-point lead, just one shy of the mercy rule as we get ready for the second half in just a few minutes. Let's take a look at the numbers in the first half of action. First of all, for Anthony Gadsden, they've had 6 scores so far. Damian Barreras was 6. He is 4 of 5 from the charity stripe for 80%. Ivan Apodaca with 4 points, including 1 of 2 free throw shooting, and also hit a tray. Anthony Laura has 4 points, and a bucket apiece for Nathan Molina and Joseph Flores. So far in the first half, 6 rebounds total for Gadsden, 2 for Anthony Laura to lead the team, and they've had 13 turnovers so far. Again, some pretty decent free throw shooting as well. Gorbett is 4 for 6 from the charity stripe, and also Barreras is 4 for 5. So 8 of 14 in this first half of action for this Gadsden Panthers squad. Take a look at the Hobbs Eagles. They've got 1 double-digit score already, and that's Jalen Gore, thanks to 4 trays in the first half, 18 points. He had 3 in the second quarter and 1 tray in the first quarter. So big shooting night for Gore. He's also the team rebounding leader with 6 at this point in time. Jesus Ramos second in scoring with 8 points, 6 of those coming in the first quarter, also 2 rebounds. Michael Mackey was 7, all 7 of his points in the second quarter, including a tray, also had 3 rebounds. Trey Morgan was 6 points and 4 boards. Darius Royal coming off the bench for 6 points, all in the second quarter, also had 2 rebounds. Ronnie Ross getting off in the transition game. He has 4 points and 2 boards, those 4 coming in the second quarter. Tyler Box was 7 points. He has a tray and 2 for 2 free throw shooting. And that wraps up the scoring for the Hobbs Eagles with a total of 7 scores at this point. They only had 2 free throw attempts, though, and went 2 for 2 from the line. Only 4 turnovers compared again to 13 for the Gadsden Panthers. And Hobbs really completely annihilating the Panthers in the rebounding game, 21-6. Right now, Jalen Gore with 6 boards to lead the team, 4 for Morgan and 3 for Michael Mackey. Scoring in the first quarter, Hobbs had 26, Gadsden 6. And in the second quarter, they added 30 points and 16 for Gadsden. So it's pretty much a rout going on here at Tasker Arena as Hobbs wants to get their record to 7-1. 56-22, Eagles up by 34. We're about 3 minutes away from the start of the second half. You're listening live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Stay with us.
How long?
3 minutes, 3 minutes.
Okay, thank you. $15.
Please add a minute. I have to call you on the phone real quick.
All right.
Okay. Still got me there? Hello, hello?
$15. $4, $3,
back live here at Tasker Arena as the Hobbs Eagles leading 56-22 starting the third quarter. Of course, the Eagles getting 6 3-pointers in the first half of action. And 1 point away from the mercy rule as we head to quarter number 3. Gadsden basketball. They'll be going left to right. Eagles right to left, of course. Into the front court comes Apodaca to the left wing. Gets a screen from Blanco, who just gets his first action tonight. Throws it up top to Lara. Fires up an 18-footer just inside the three-point arc. And that is for 2. He puts it right through the net. Laura's 6th point of the ball game as we get this second half moving. 3 on the way for Ramos on the right wing, no good. Rebound on the left side, pulled down by Molina. That's his second. Sends it across the timeline, right wing. Barreras goes to the right base, puts on the brakes, kicks it down to the right corner to Laura. Almost fumbled that out of bounds, guarded closely by Mackey. Slides into the lane, lost the basketball, picked up by Apodaca on the right base. Fadeaway jumper coming up underneath the hoop, left side no good. Coming down with the rebound is Ramos and sends it ahead. Missing the double clutch over the front of the rim is Gore. And it'll go out of bounds on the baseline. 3 rebounds for Ramos. And 8 points. Of course, we mentioned Gore with 18 points and 6 boards to lead the team in the first half. The Eagles with 21 rebounds in the first half of action. Bad pass to the timeline, ricocheted Barreras, but it's picked up by Laura front court. Shot from the free throw line, no good, and pulled down by Ronnie Ross. He'll send it ahead after his 3rd rebound. Little hippity-hop step, shot on the way in the paint by Box. It's no good. Right block rebound for Nathan Molina, his 3rd for the Panthers. Up to Apodaca, free throw line, stripped by Ramos, loose but picked back up by Molina. He fires up a shot, fade away on the right elbow, it's no good. And a rebound for Gore underneath, his 7th. He'll bring the dribble up himself, goes back door to Ross on the right side, lays it in for 2. Beautiful communication there. Eyeballs only on those 2 as Ross puts down the bucket, his 6th point of the ball game. 58-24. Back to a 34-point lead. Trap pressure defense for the Eagles, a 1-2-2 full court. Ball sails to Barreras on the near side. Drives baseline against Box. Fade away, bounce pass to the right block. Leaning and shooting is Blanco. Swatted by Morgan to make it Ross. Might have got a piece of the hip on him that time in the foul. So Ross will pick up his 3rd. And that will be first team foul on the Eagles here in the second half. And Blanco did not play in the first half, so getting his first chance to score in the game here. They were 9 of 13 were the Panthers in the first half from the free throw line. First shot is up and a swish for Blanco, his first point of the ball game. 58-25, 33-point lead with 6:15 remaining here in the third. Eagles on the road Friday and Saturday in Las Cruces. We'll have both of those games. The second Saturday will be an afternoon affair. Second shot up and swish for Blanco. Got both of them. 58-26 is the score. 6:10 remaining third in the front court. Right wing. Gore up top to Box. High pass to Ramos left block. Turns and fires a shot off the side of the rim. No good. Gets his own rebound. It goes back up and pushes over the front of the rim. Ramos gets his 10th point of the game, 4th rebound, and a whistle after the play. I think somebody got called for a delay that time, pushing the ball after it went through the hoop. Eagles up by 34, 60-26. Their biggest lead was 38 in the first half. And Coach Reeves says you don't call that as a delay because just because a guy's hand touches the ball does not necessarily mean he was pushing at it. Apodaca with the one-hand pass into the front court to Tana, drives the lane and runs over his defender, Mackey, flattens him right to the floor, and that will be the foul on Tana. That's his first. That'll also be a turnover, 14 for the Panthers. Nice job for Mackey putting his body on the line. Morgan and Van Landingham will come back on the court for the Eagles. Box will take a seat, as will Mackey and Ramos. And one more sub checking in as well. That's going to be Samaje Williams. Gore finds the free throw pass down the lane to Ross. He tries to send it back to the right wing. It's knocked out and off the Eagles, so that'll be turnover number 5. 14 turnovers for the Panthers, just 5 for your Eagles. 5:40 left, third quarter, 60-26 Hobbs. Into the front court, stop and go. Top of the circle is Barreras. Hands off to Apodaca. Thought about an NBA 3, but Ross there to put a hand up. Now he's going to spot it anyway off the shoulder. Back of the rim off the tray. It's no good. Pulled down in traffic by Gore. His 8th rebound now in the front court. Stop and go. Off the dribble, top of the arc. To the right wing. Gives it off to Samaje Williams. Gives it back to Gore again at the timeline. Swing it left side to Van Landingham. Over to Ross on the left elbow. Drives the paint. Tries to go backdoor on a scoop pass to Morgan on the left block, but throws it ahead of him out of bounds. That's the 6th turnover for the Eagles. Still a 34-point lead for Hobbs with 5:10 remaining here in the third. Crossover move in the backcourt for Barreras, taking on Williams through the timeline. Kicks it down right block, fade away for Apodaca off the front of the rim, ripped down by Morgan. Good jump stop, 5th rebound. Ahead to a breaking Ross, scoop shot coming down the lane through 2 defenders. He splits the difference and scores. 8 points for Ross. Eagles up 62-26, 36-point lead. Now in the front court, spinning is Apodaca, left baseline, throws up a helicopter wheelie and pulled down though by Gore off the back of the rim, his 9th rebound. Almost a double-double now. Dishes off to Williams in the right corner. Dribbles out to the far side, gives it right back to Gore behind him on the right wing, and he nails a 3 again. This kid won't miss tonight. He's got 5 trays and 21 points. Eagles up 65-26. That's their biggest lead of the night at 39. And we got the mercy rule going here. Into the front court is Apodaca on the right wing. In the front court against Van Landingham. Cross court left is deflected. Jalen Gore gets it, but he falls on the floor face first. The ball gets tipped out ahead. And Van Landingham chases it down, saves it to Ross on the left wing. Backdoor alley-oop to Morgan, and a double clutch off the right glass. Eagles playing as a team in the paint right now as Morgan puts down his 8th point. 16 Gadsden turnover, 67-26. And a bad pass into the front court sails out of bounds on the far sideline, making another turnover, 17. Clock to 3:47 and ticking because of the mercy rule. Inbounding Williams into Gore, who's by himself, brings it across the timeline. Sends it over to the left wing to Williams. Over to Morgan on the left elbow. His pass deflected right back to the timeline to Gore. He's able to track it down in front of the Taskovich band. To Williams on the left wing. No look pass to Ross. Left block, returns it underneath on the reverse layup right side. It's no good. Loose at the free throw line. Chased down at the timeline by Laura. He brings it to the front court. 2-on-2. Little scoop shot on the left glass. Over the rim and good. And a foul from behind. Van Landingham trying to swat it and pays the price. So Laura now with 8 points. 67-28 is the score. As Van Landingham has picked up his first, 2nd team foul on the Eagles. Returning for Hobbs, Darius Royal for Ross, who exits with 8 points. So on the line will be Laura, yet to shoot a free throw. They are 11 of 15 from the charity stripe. 8 points for Laura, 4 of those coming in this 3rd quarter. Shots up and swish. 67-29. Clock to 2:35 remaining. Clock is running even though they're waiting for subs to come in because of the mercy rule here. Clock is continuing. Samaje Williams to inbound into Jalen Gore. Gore is right now 1 rebound shy of a double-double. 21 points, 9 boards. Gives it into Williams front court. Cross court right to Van Landingham. Touch pass to Royal in the paint. He goes backdoor to Morgan. Leads and shoots. Count the bucket and the foul. Boy, pinpoint passing in the paint. Say that fast. As the Eagles have put 2 more up on the scoreboard. This time for Morgan. He's got 10 points. 67, make it 69-29. A 40-point lead. And it could go to the most in the game if he gets another one here to 41. Morgan now 10 points and 5 boards. So Eagles now with 3 in double digits so far. We still got a whole quarter after this. Morgan's free throw hard off the back of the rim. Chased to the free throw line by Gorbett for the Panthers, his 2nd. Throws ahead with one hand to Barreras. Baseline. Oh, he gets flipped up in the air. Lands on his backbone. Whoa, that was underneath Darius Royal. They call the charge, I believe. Ouch. I'm not sure if that was a foul. Yes, it is. They call the charge. That's going to go against Barreras, his 2nd. First team foul against the Panthers, and that'll count as a turnover to their 18th. And boy, Royal was excited about that one. Jumped up, started applauding. He took a pretty hard spill to the floor as well. 40-point Eagle lead. Into the front court. Pass to Morgan on the right base. Goes back door to Williams in traffic. He loses at the free throw line. Big skirmish for the ball. We got bodies all over the place ripping at it. And the jump ball is called. Darius Royal rushing over there to the free throw line. And also on the floor to get it was Molina. So a jump ball, Eagle possession. They'll have it on the left baseline. Van Landingham will inbound with a 40-point lead. Clock underway here in the mercy roll. 47 seconds left and counting in the 3rd. Substitution for the Panthers, checking on Rogelia Tania as he comes in for Barreras. Inbound right corner, fadeaway 3, it's good! Guess who? Jalen Gore, 6th three-pointer of the game with 24 points now. 72-29, the rout is on. 43-point lead for the Eagles, their biggest of the game. Into the front court through traffic and getting squeezed hard and a foul was Nathan Molina. Went through a couple of defenders. Samaje Williams was there. Also Jalen Gore. And that one will be charged to Samaje, his first, third team foul. Inbound quickly to the left wing, knocked off the hands of Molina. Knocked out of bounds, and it'll be 5 seconds of ticking. I'm not sure the Panthers will get it in quick enough as the clock will run out here in the third quarter. So the Hobbs Eagles continue to make a rout here at Tasker Arena, leading Gadsden 72-29 at the end of 3. We'll come back in 60 seconds on your Hobbs Eagle Network.
Clear. $30. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
We hit the fourth quarter here at Tasker Arena. The Hobbs Eagles up 72-29. Their biggest lead of the game at 43 in the mercy roll. Point production so far for the Panthers. Anthony Laura with 9, 6 for Damian Barreras. And for your Hobbs Eagles, 3 in double figures. Jalen Gore, 24 points and 9 rebounds, 1 away from the double-double. Also 10 apiece for Ramos and Morgan. Gadsden basketball dribbling around for dear life, left to right, top of the circle, Laura, and he gets bodied into. And Royal will pick up the foul. For Royal, that's his third personal, 14th foul against the Eagles. Hobbs also getting points from Ronnie Ross, 8, 7 for Box, 6 for Darius Royal. And another reach-in foul, this time on the Eagles again. This is Samaje Williams on the far sideline, slapping the ball, his second, 15th foul. Inbound top of the arc to Gorbett, hands off, coming down the right lane to Laura, leans and shoots, comes off the rim off the finger roll. Long rebound for Van Landingham as he dribbles up the far right sideline. Stop and go now in the front court. Baseline, double clutch, he's knocked to the floor, and the foul counted for Van Landingham. He flattened his body out and just leaned himself toward the basket and took a big wallop on the floor with the guts. He's a football player. He can handle it without the pads on even, and a chance for a three-point play. So Van Landingham on the scoreboard, his first bucket of the game, 74-29 Eagles, and a chance for that three-point play. Second foul on the Panthers. Van Landingham's free throws a swish. He's got 3 points. 75-29 Eagles. 46-point lead, the biggest of the game. Quickly in the front court, driving the paint, Barreras right side. He loses the ball, taken away by Van Landingham. That is the 19th turnover. Over to the Eagles' left wing, 3-shot for Gore out the back of the rim. Van Landingham at the rebound, drives left baseline after a spin, and they call the foul as he tries to throw it up from the left block. That's the third rebound for Van Landingham, and he'll go right back to the charity stripe. He came into the game shooting 58%, but is 1 for 1 tonight, 100%. Call the foul on Gorbett, his first, third team foul against the Panthers. First shot is up and good for Van Landingham. He's got 4 points all in this fourth quarter. The Eagles extending their lead to 76-29. They lead by 47. Biggest of the game. One more shot for Ethan. It's up and it's good. Count them both. He's perfect on the line now. 3 for 3 and 5 points. 77-29. On the inbound, swatted away by Van Landingham. He's one of their most tenacious defenders on that full court press. Clock is running here in the fourth, 77-29. Biggest lead is 48. Inbound to the free throw line, up the bouncer to Molina. Sends it ahead to Apodaca, but it's a slow pass and ripped away by Van Landingham. Another turnover, their 20th. He tries to throw it ahead to Michael Mackey on the left baseline front court. He gets knocked out of bounds and luckily went off the hand of a Panther. Gilberto Miranda now on the court. And Van Landingham will be the inbound man from the right base. No look pass left corner to Mackey. Double team against him, gets slammed. No call in front of the student section, deep left corner. Knocked out by Laura. Eagles will get it again on the right baseline. Van Landingham, no look inside, and there's the man open. Darius Royal, 2 hands and off the left glass. He's got 8. 79-29. 50-point lead for the Eagles, the biggest of the game. And a steal at half court by Royal. Turnover number 21 for the Panthers. To Miranda, right corner. Back to Royal on the give and go, and he gets hammered from behind, going up with two hands hard. He'll get a chance for 2 free throws as it came off the back of the rim. They get the foul on Laura, his third. And that will be the 16th foul against Gadsden. So Royal's going to go to the line. First free throw of the night. He's shooting 25% this season, and he makes his first. That's definitely going to bring up your numbers. He's got 9 now. Hobbs was just 2 for 2 at halftime in terms of free throws. Van Landingham hit 3 of them here in this second half, and 1 now for Royal. So now just continue to add on 4 for 4 in the second half. Second shot is up and good for Royal. He's got 10 points. Make it 81-29 Eagles. 52-point lead, the biggest of the game. Going to the other end, a pass down the lane to Laura. He tries to put up a shot put action over 3 defenders coming down the paint, and a foul on the Eagles as they converge on him. Should be a 2-shot foul. They got the clock running still, but I'm sure they'll stop that momentarily. Get the foul call on Royal. That's his 4th. 16th foul on the Eagles. Both teams with 6. Free throws up, and for Laura's a swish. He's 2 for 2 on the line, now has 10 points. Their first double-digit score of the night for the Panthers. Subs checking in for the Eagles. Returning is Samaje Williams, and seeing his first action tonight is Nick Pena. Now, he was on the roster against the last game that they had in Amarillo, but he did not play. Second shot's up and good for Laura. He's got 11, 81-31. Here come the Eagles up by 50. Pass down the lane to Samaje Williams, and he gets himself on the scoreboard. Little righty layup. His first bucket of the game. 83-31. 52-point lead. 3:58 left of the contest. Into the front court. Stop and go for Apodaca. Spins. Ball gets deflected to the free throw line. Picks it back up. Uses up his dribble, and he moves that pivot foot. He kind of slid his body into the forward to Miranda, and I thought they were going to call the charge. They said travel instead. Still going to be a good effect for the Eagles. That's the 22nd turnover for Gadsden. 83-31. Hobbs up by 52. Samaje in the front court against a 3-2 zone. Jump stop, top of the circle. Over to left wing to Miranda. Returns back deep to Williams near the timeline. Swings around the right side off the dribble. Wait for help. Kicks it back left side to Miranda. Trying to move the zone. To left corner to Mackey. Tries to go back door, and we got a foul underneath. Actually, that was Jordan Chisholm that got the pass, and he tried to get it back door to Royal. And they call the hold foul from behind. And so that's going to be charged to Flores, his 3rd, 17th foul. Eagles in the bonus, and here's Royal. He's 2 for 2 on the line this quarter. First free throw is up and good. Perfect from the charity stripe. I've been joking with him this week about the free throw numbers. He's shoving that right back in my face tonight. Perfect on the line. And has 11 points. Best scoring of the season for Royal, and he's been battling injuries. Second shot's no good. Pulled down on the far sideline by Laura, his 4th rebound. 84-31, long pass the other end, and kind of a bouncing shot on the left baseline by Barreras. He got caught on one leg and kind of pogo sticked it to the hole that time on the left and kind of got pushed towards the baseline. They count the bucket, and the foul going to be called on Pena. That's his first, 17th foul. And that 3-point play chance for Barreras. He's got 8 points. And he is 4 for 5 from the charity stripe. Eagles up by 51 here in the 4th quarter with 2:25 and ticking on this mercy roll. Free throws up and good for Barreras. It's now 84-34 on the 3-point play. 50-point lead. Long pass down the left baseline to Pena. He does a reverse layup on the right side. It drops over the rim, and the bench is up big time. They love to see the bench guy coming in for the big points. 86-34 Eagles. Clock down to 2 minutes remaining. In the front court, Barreras crossover to the top of the arc. Slings it to the far left. Is stolen by Williams midair. Turner number 23. He comes down the lane right side. Rejected with 2 hands. Picked up on the right baseline for Pena. His shot fade away right base. No good from 15. Chased down the near sideline by Molina for the Panthers. Bounce pass to the half court to Laura. Shot from the left elbow. Off the dribble. No good. Ball tipped on the base, and it goes out of bounds off the hands of Jordan Chisholm. The Hobbs Eagles student section chanting, "Start the bus." They got the keys in the air now. They want the Panthers to take that long 4-hour trip back to Gadsden or Anthony, New Mexico, from where they come from. Looks like we have a timeout on the court. Coach Rieger going to call it here. I think he called a timeout. Taking a few minutes for the teams to get to their baselines. 86-34, Eagles by 52. We'll take a quick 30-second break and come back on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Clear. $15. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
86-34, Hobbs up by 52 here at Task Arena. Ty Friend here with you. Sean back of the station as Eagles embarking on their 7th win of the season on just one loss. This will be the 9th in a row losses for Anthony Gadsden, who will drop to 0-9. Mercy rule been in effect through much of this second half, 1:21 remaining in the 4th. Panther basketball after the timeout, and official's going to stop the action. We got a little bit of bumping going on. A big lineup on the left side of the paint. All but one player is lined up. 5 Hobbs Eagles and 4 Gadsden Panthers on the left side of the paint. The inbound man for the Panthers getting ready to send it in here. Some bodies kind of clashing for a second. That's why they stopped the action. Bounce pass comes in the left block to Laura. Spins around with a little scoop on the right side on the reverse. No good. Ball loose. Pulled down on the baseline by Williams. His second board. Into the front court. Sends it to the left corner to Chisholm. 15-footer fadeaway. Air ball. Put back up by Royal. He gets hit in the head from behind. And boy, he's a monster on the boards right now. He gets fouled. Ball comes over the rim, but he's getting 2 more free throws. 3 rebounds. And 11 points. I know Lorna Jackson, the principal for the school he attends, alternative school here in Hobbs, is definitely excited about this game. Came especially for him on this one, and he's really doing a performance for her. 11 points so far and 4 rebounds. First free throw comes off the back of the rim, though. He is 3 for 5 on the charity stripe in the 4th quarter. Eagles still up by 52 points, 86-34. Mercy roll at 35, so they're 17 above that right now. One more shot for Royal. It's up, and it is off the back of the rim. No good. Chased down on the left elbow. Rebound for Molina, his 5th. He'll bring it across the timeline. To the right wing. Slings it back to the time stripe again. This time to Lara. He's going to fire up a 3 on the left. NBA distance and puts it through. Where's he been all game for the Trey range? He has 14 so far. 86-37 Eagles, back to a 49-point game. And once again, start the bus chant from the Hobbs Eagles student section. Top of the circle, front court, Pena. Dribbles the left elbow in the pivot. Puts it up top to Chisholm. Swing it left side. 3 on the way from Miranda off the side of the iron. Underneath the bucket is Laura for his 5th rebound for the Panthers. Dribbles up the near side, front court. Lost the ball. Shoe flies off from a Hobbs Eagle Miranda. Pass to the right wing and a 3 on the way and swish it by Tanya. His first bucket of the game, 86-40. A 46-point lead for the Eagles. And they're going to give a second for Miranda to get his shoe back on as it came sailing off as he was playing some defense on the right side of the paint. 7.2 seconds remaining, so I'm sure the Eagles just dribble this one out. They don't even have to come across the timeline as there's 10 seconds they have to do that. Boy, just letting it roll up near half court is Williams. He wants to score, I guess. Bounce pass down to the right corner to Nick Pena. And they're going to say he moved off his pivot foot and slid a little bit for the travel. That's going to run out the clock. So the Eagles finish up with 1 turnover there, 7 overall in the game. But heck, who cares about turnovers with an 86-40 win. 46-point victory for the Hobbs Eagles to go to 7-1 on the season. And Gadsden drops to 0-9. We'll take a 3-minute break and come back live with the Hobbs Eagle postgame show on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube.
Clear.
least add another 30.
Okay, 1 minute. Ten. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
We're back live at Tasker Arena. Ty Brent here with you. Sean back at the station as your Hobbs Eagles winning big tonight, 86-40. The Hobbs Eagles with 14 points in the fourth quarter, 11 for the Gadsden Panthers in the W. Let's take a look at the Panthers scoring so far in the 4 quarters of action. The Panthers getting only one guy in double digits. That was Anthony Laura. He finished with 14 points and was 3 for 3 from the charity stripe, had 5 rebounds. 9 points for Damian Barreras. He just missed one free throw. He was 5 of 6. And a big drop-off in scoring after that. Josh Gorbert, he ended up with 4 points, 4 for 6 from the line, so all of his points off the free throws. Ivan Apodaca went 4 points, a tray, and 1 for 2 free throw shooting. Joseph Flores had a bucket for 2. Rogelio Tena hit a tray for 3. And Juan Blanco was 2 for 2 from the line for 2 points. So total in this game in terms of 3-point shots, there were 3 3-pointers put down by the Anthony Gadsden Panthers. They shot 15 of 19 from the charity stripe for 78%. Had 18 rebounds in the game, 5 for Lara and 5 for Molina. And they had the worst numbers in terms of turnovers, 23 in this ball game, only 7 for the Hobbs Eagles. Let's take a look at the Eagles' numbers now as they finish up with 4 in double figures. Jalen Gore was 1 rebound shy of double-double tonight, 24 points and 9 rebounds. And he finished up with a total of 6 3-pointers in this ball game. So definitely a big one for him in terms of threes. And hopefully I can maybe find one more rebound. Somebody will help me out with that and to make it a double-double for him tonight. Somebody's got to find a rebound somewhere. Maybe you need to check that out on video. Darius Royal getting in the books big. He was the second leading scorer coming off the bench. He had 6 points in the second quarter and finished with 11 for the game. And a lot of free throws because he was banging hard on the boards in the paint there. He finished 3 of 6 from the charity stripe and 4 rebounds. So we had Jalen Gore, Darius Royal, and then it was Katre Morgan with 10 points, also 5 rebounds. And Jesus Ramos also finished with 10 points and 4 rebounds. So those 4 guys in double digits. Ronnie Ross dumping in 8 points in this game and 3 rebounds. 7 for Michael Mackey, who hit a tray back in the second quarter. Ethan Van Landingham with a very tenacious effort in the second half. Ended up with 5 points, 3 for 3 free throw shooting, and also had 3 rebounds and a couple of steals as well. Tyler Box, who had a start tonight because of the injured Aaron Mora, had 7 points, a 3-pointer, and 2 for 2 free throw shooting. Nick Pena coming off the bench for a bucket for 2 points, his first of the season. And Samad J. Williams also getting some time on the hardwood, coming off the pine, for 2 points in this game. So the Eagles ending up with 10 scores in the contest. Everybody getting a piece of the pie, it seemed like, throughout the contest here. Eagles shooting 8 of 12 from the charity stripe for 66%. And again, they only had those 7 turnovers compared to 23 for Anthony Gadsden. Hobbs definitely winning the rebound battle, 34-18. Jalen Gore unofficially with 9 rebounds, 5 for Katre Morgan, and 4 for Darius Royal. So lots of guys getting involved in this game, crashing the boards, playing the tough defense, and again, 4 double-digit scores in this victory. So the Eagles go to 7-1, and unfortunately for Gadsden fans, they've dropped to 0-9 to start the season. The Eagles will take on Oregon Mountain. That used to be Oñate out of Las Cruces. That'll be Friday night, 7 o'clock start time on that one. Will come on about 6:45 or so on the pregame show. They're currently sitting at 2-5 this season. They lost to Capital, the team out of Santa Fe, 67-58, just a 9-point loss there. Roswell, they defeated them 71-44, a 27-point victory, but Roswell has lost a lot of seniors from last year. The reason they're not as strong as they normally are. They lost to Valley in overtime, very low-scoring affair, 36-34. Lost to La Cueva by 9, 65-56. Also to Clovis, they actually won against Clovis, 56-53, a 3-point win there. Albuquerque High beat them by 2, 43-41, and Hope Christian, smaller school, beat them by 8, 54-46. So they're on a 2-game losing streak heading into Friday night's game. They have not played this week up until that Friday game. Their last 2 games were Friday and Saturday. So 2-5 record for Organ Mountain. The Eagles will follow up with the game on Saturday as they take on Mayfield, a team they try to schedule at least once a season. Mayfield with a 3-5 record. We'll preview that game as we conclude on Friday night. So don't forget, that's going to be live on the radio, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Of course, 95.7 is the radio station you're probably listening to if you're doing the radio stuff tonight. Friday night, about 6:45, 6:50 on the pregame tip-off at 7 as the Eagles take on Organ Mountain. Also like to say hi to Micah, former Hobbs Eagle referee. He's in Florida and listening to us live tonight. Not sure which of the venues he's on, whether it be the radio or the internet. I know he definitely supports these Hobbs Eagles, a big Jalen Gore fan as well. So hi going out to Micah there, as he is a long and true Hobbs Eagle fan no matter where he lives, even in the Sunshine State. Thank Sean back at the station. Again, your final score tonight. Hobbs Eagles racking up their 7th win of the season, 86-40 over Gadsden. We will see you on Friday night at 6:45. Have a great week out there.